Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Dallas ISD Bonding Construction Services virtual community meeting for the Martinez Learning Center edition. Tonight, we're here to talk about and present information regarding the wonderful changes coming to this amazing school in West Dallas. Um, if you're joining us using the link found on our broadcast link, then you can submit comments through a link at dallasisd.org/bond 2015 meetings. Again, that's dallasisd.org/bond 2015 meetings. There you will find a link to submit comments. We will be asking those following the presentation. If you're joining us on Facebook, then please feel free to submit your comments in the Facebook session, in the Facebook comment section. With that, I'm going to turn the meeting over to the proud principal of this amazing campus. Take it away.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for that introduction, Ms. Bell. Good evening, parents, teachers, and staff, and community members. Let me thank you, first of all, for joining us this evening to learn all about what is coming to Martinez, what are the renovations are going to look like, and how this is going to enhance the overall of our school. But before we go into the actual presentation, let me introduce our phenomenal trustee, Mr. Joe Carreon, and then our phenomenal executive director, Ms. Lorena Hernandez.
Thank you, Principal Murillo. And again, the community, I'm so excited that we were able to bring you this presentation tonight about the additions and the renovations coming to Martinez. We know we've had a lot of questions for some time, and so many of those questions here will be answered tonight. So I want to thank Principal Murillo for her leadership, and to everyone on the design and construction and project management teams that have made this come together and will make this come together here in the coming months. So please listen. If you have questions, ask as mentioned on the Facebook or through the other means. And I'm really excited to share this with you all here tonight. I think we have our executive director here with us.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Lorena Hernandez, and I'm excited to have you be a part of this great introduction of the additions that are going to happen for Eladio Martinez. And I'm a little biased because Eladio Martinez holds a very special place in my heart. It was only my third year teaching, and I was teaching at Eladio Martinez about 22 years ago. I lost count. But I can tell you, hearing about the new additions that Eladio Martinez is receiving brings me great joy, because I know it's much, and it will only propel and excel the learning that's already happening at Martinez, and will meet the needs of all of our learners. So thank you for joining us. I'm excited about what's to come.
Wonderful. And with that, we're going to hear from our amazing project team. So project team, take it away.
So Ms. Bell, ready for me or?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead, Tim.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Ms. Bell. And I'm very excited about the project and appreciate everybody joining in. So I'm going to do a real quick run through the project, talk about existing conditions, and then talk about the proposed improvements to this beautiful school over here. So what you see is the existing front door and the front of the school. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about the scope, show some the high-level plans, show some exterior renderings and interior renderings of the proposed improvements, and then a couple of sample boards, and talk about the project schedule real quick. So high-level scope is, we got a new addition to the school. It's the front entry vestibule. You're going to have some prominent main doors and have a bold new entrance. And this is going to increase security, and it'll give better access to visitors and people entering the school. We got a reception and waiting area, new front desk, and which will be a second layer of security for the school. We have a new restroom for visitors at the front room. And then we have a second staff break room, which is a dedicated space for staff with a new restroom, which will definitely help out the staff and faculty in the school. This will also help with, having small staff meetings and increase staff collaboration. So we also have an alternate for covered walkways at the front of the school, which got accepted, and which will really help the kids get from the school to the cars and buses in a covered walkway, and they don't have to run through rain and things like that. So I think that would be a big help to the students and faculty as well. We got some major interior renovations to the MEP and HVAC system, the air conditioning and heating system. We got new boilers proposed, new chillers. We got some major plumbing upgrades for the domestic water piping and updating gas lines. We got electrical upgrades. A lot of the light fixtures are old, so we're going to replace it with new LED light fixtures and update the controls, bring it up to current day codes and standards. We got a brand new fire alarm system throughout the school, and we got new access control and security upgrades and upgrades to the security surveillance system as well. Site improvements, we're going to replace the parking lot on the east side of the school, some major sidewalk upgrades. We're going to get a brand new marquee sign with an electronic LED sign on the front of the school where you can have revolving signage. We got exterior lighting upgrades with new LED lighting, new security system upgrades, and we're going to get a brand new basketball court. So this will really help. So it's some pretty major curb appeal and infrastructure upgrades. I can go over the existing conditions real quick. So this is the first floor plan, existing site plan with our first floor in it. It's got some aged exterior lighting inside and outside. Right now, there's no shelter to the bus drop off and no covered walkways. The front door is kind of hidden, so it's rarely used. So most people use the side entrance. So we're going to try to change that to improve security. We got some deteriorated play areas and parking lots, and again, no covered walkway to the parent drop-off and pickup areas and to the buses. The interior of the school going into the floor plans, we got an outdated fire alarm system, outdated and inefficient lighting. There's no staff break room. Right now, staff is, I think they're using a separate classroom, so dual use. So we're going to get a dedicated new space. There's no secured access to the reception. And the HVAC equipment is pretty aged right now. So we're going to change all that and upgrade it really well. So brand new LED lighting, like I was saying, new marquee sign in the front, a bold new sign in the front, and new entrance and signage, new parking lot, new basketball play area, remove some of the old deteriorated sidewalks. And we're going to put a brand new canopy in the front of the school to provide shelter to the kids. On the inside, we're going to replace some of the ceiling as we take out or upgrade the HVAC and the mechanical, electrical, plumbing system. We'll go back and get that ceiling replaced over there, get a new surveillance system. The new break room, I'll get into the detail. That's at the front of the school, staff break room and front desk, and new flooring in the inside indoor play area. So this is a floor plan of the proposed addition. We've got a new secure entry vestibule, got a staff break room, which will be accessible through the inside of the school. But when visitors come in through the front door, they'll get into the reception and waiting area with a dedicated new restroom. And the front desk will be able to keep vigilance at the front of the school as people walk in, as well as check visitors and parents in. Here are some renderings of the exterior of the school. So you saw the existing condition of the front of the school, the original school, but now we're going to propose a bold new entrance which will be inviting and be prominent. Here's another view of the entrance addition. A view from another angle with new signage. Here are some interior views. This is the front desk. Another view of the front area. We have a little waiting area and a dedicated restroom. This is the dedicated staff break room with working areas. We got some whiteboards, staff can do their work, got appliances. There's another view. This is the front entry vestibule. These are some of the color schemes with the school colors. Basically, we're going to be matching the new masonry and brick to the existing school. So the entire project will look like it was intended and not as an afterthought. So we're going to try to get everything to integrate well into the existing school. These are some of the interior finishes. Staying very consistent with the school colors and existing colors of the school. Talk a little bit about the project schedule. This is the old project schedule. It it got approved by the board late last year, but the plan is to work throughout. Construction phase has started, and we are planning on finishing the first month of 2022. We're shooting for substantial completion. So it's going to be coordinated with the summer school and existing school schedule. Thank you very much. Open to questions.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful presentation and what wonderful plans for this great and amazing learning center in West Dallas. Again, if you're joining us, you can submit questions. If you're joining us on the live feed, you can submit questions at dallasisd.org/bond 2015 meetings. Again, that's dallasisd.org/bond 2015 meetings. If you're viewing us on Facebook, then feel free to ask any questions or make any comments in the comments section on Facebook. We're here to answer any questions. Now, we do have a question about the timing of the facility and what that will mean as far as how construction will be taking place while the kids are in school. Can you kind of talk about the procedures and the care that we take while we're building and remodeling schools, renovating campuses while learning is going on?
Do we have anybody from the contractor side or from the construction team from DI's team?
David, can you jump in and add David Dowling? I think he's on the line right now. David, can you jump in and talk about Mr. Quick, if one of you can speak about how we go about renovating, constructing schools while school is in session?
Sure, I'll be glad to address that. Construction will happen on nights and weekends while kids are in session. So once the kids are out of the school, then the contractors will come in. They'll be all tested for COVID-19, and their working space will be sealed. Then they'll do their work during the evenings, and then all that area of construction will then be cleaned, and then barriers will be put back up between the construction area and the teaching environment. And then the kids will be allowed back into the school. So there will never be any interaction between the contractors and the students in the school.
Wonderful. So, in case of if there is asbestos abatement or anything like that that's required, what kind of precautions does the district put in place for those to protect our staff and our students?
Yes, asbestos abatement will definitely happen while the kids are totally out of the school. That will happen. Generally, we try to do that over extended breaks like winter break or spring break, and definitely during the summertime. But that's handled according to the Texas Department of Health regulations and the stringent regulations of the district as far as the requirements of the abatement of hazardous materials within school environments.
The-
Wonderful. Again, if you have any questions regarding the renovations and additions to Martinez Learning Center, if you're joining us on through our live feed, please, you can ask those questions using the form at dallasisd.org/. 2015 meetings. Again, that's dallasisd.org/bond 2015 meetings. If you're joining us on Facebook, we would love to hear your comments. Just place them in the comments section and we'll be able to ask them. Oh, this is wonderful. We have a comment here from online, from Facebook. Good afternoon, everyone. So excited about the covered walkways for our students and communities. Can you share a little bit more about those walkways? I think you had this wonderful image up. Is there another image you can show as well? Wow, what a great improvement to this beautiful campus. Um, we do have a number of people who are just now joining us online. So if it's possible, can you go ahead and rerun the presentation? We will make sure everyone sees the great work that's being done and all the wonderful plans for campus. And again, if you're joining us late, this is a meeting for the Martinez Learning Center edition funded by Bond 2015 funds. As the project's about to get underway. So we're excited to be able to share this information. If you have any comments or questions, if you're on Facebook, please feel free to submit those in the comments section. And if you're joining us via our live feed, please submit any questions using the link at www.dallasisd.org/bond 2015 meetings. And if you want to go ahead and restart the presentation for those who have joined us late, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Bell. So this is the front of the existing school, and we are proposing some extensive improvements for curb appeal as well as infrastructure upgrades. So we're going to talk about the scope, show some of the plans, and show some renderings of the proposed improvements and some color boards, and go over the project schedule high level. So we are proposing an entrance addition to the front of the school. It's going to have prominent entrance doors. This is going to increase security and limit access to visitors. There's going to be better access control. People will go into the main vestibule and get access into the reception and waiting area, which has a new front desk and which will be a second layer of security control. This space has a new restroom for visitors and staff as well. And we also have a staff break room with a dedicated staff space, which is going to increase collaboration and meetings. And it has a dedicated staff restroom in this area. So we also have covered walkways in the front of the school, which will help the kids get from the school and for pickup and drop off and to the buses under covered walkways. Interior renovations will include extensive mechanical, electrical, and plumbing updates. We're going to get a new boiler and new chillers, and we are going to get some new plumbing. We're going to replace all the old aged lighting with new LED fixtures, which will help with energy efficiency as well. Going to get some life safety upgrades with the new fire alarm system, and we're going to get some new security system upgrades throughout the school. Outside the school, we're going to improve the site with a new parking lot replacement on the east side of the school. And we're going to get a brand new marquee sign with an LED marquee, which will help the school communicate to visitors outside. Going to have extensive lighting upgrades outside the school with new LED fixtures. Going to get a new security system package and add surveillance cameras. I'm going to get a new basketball court at the back. Here are the existing plans, which show the front of the school at the bottom of the screen. The front entrance is kind of hidden, so it's rarely used. Most people use the side entrance. So the security is a little, it requires some improvements, which we have proposed. And right now, kids get out of the school and they're going to run to the cars or buses in inclement weather. So the new covered walkways will help the kids be sheltered. And we got some deteriorated parking lots which will get replaced. And there's an old basketball court that will get replaced too. In the interior of the school, the fire alarm system is outdated, so that will get replaced. Entire lighting will get replaced on the first and second floors. Right now, there's no staff break room, so a new staff break room will definitely help the faculty. There is no direct access to the reception currently, so the proposed addition will alleviate that. And of course, the sheltered walkways. This is the proposed addition and site improvements. So you can show the walkway, the covered walkway, the front of the school. The old basketball court will get replaced at the back, and the parking lot will get replaced. And again, we're going to have new LED lighting outside. A bold new entrance with good signage. Interior of the school, when we replace the mechanical systems and update the existing system, we're going to have some ceiling replacement. This is the front entrance. And we are going to go into the detailed plan. So at the front entrance, we have a vestibule. From the vestibule is access to a reception and waiting area with a dedicated restroom. This is the front desk. And this is the staff break room at the top of the screen with a dedicated staff restroom. Here are some renderings of the exterior of the school. This is a front entrance with a bold new entrance, nice glass, which is going to increase visibility and security. And these are the covered walkways on either side of the front entrance. This is another view of the front entrance addition. View from another angle. So this should draw visitors to the front of the school, making it with this prominent front facade. These are some renderings of the interior. This is the front desk and reception area, another view. A little waiting area with a restroom at the back. This is the dedicated staff break room. It's going to have appliances and tables and a whiteboard for collaboration. This is the front entrance vestibule. We've kept the school colors and existing materials intact, and we're going to increase that to the new edition, or rather extend that to the new edition, and try to keep it all integrated with the existing finishes and school colors. So on the project schedule, construction will continue throughout this year, the rest of this year, and we plan on substantial completion in January of 2022. Thank you, Ms. Bell.
Thank you so much. What wonderful plans for a great school. And once again, if you have questions and you're joining us on the live feed, you can submit them using the form at www.dallasisd.org/bond 2015 meetings. Again, that's dallasisd.org bond 2015 meetings. We do, and if you're on Facebook, you can simply submit your questions in the comments section, and we do have a few questions coming in. The first is from about the library. Will the library are there plans to remodel the library as well?
At this point, no, the library remodel is not included in this project, but it will probably be included in the future bond package.
Okay, great. And there's another question. Any talk of an addition, an auditorium addition?
No, there is no addition. The only addition is the front of the school for this package.
Okay, so for those comments, if you want to submit those, you can certainly email us at bondcom@dallasisd.org, and we can make sure we forward those on to the project team for future consideration. Again, you can send that email to bond, BONDCOM, at dallasisd.org, and we can certainly forward those on to the project team for future consideration. Principal, let me ask you, how do you feel about your renovations? Do you have any questions you want to ask?
Well, thank you for asking, Ms. Bell. Myself, I am super excited to know that our students are going to be given a different welcoming. Just the fact of all the additions that we're going to add to the front, the main entrance, the covered, it's not, what do we call them, awnings, so we can shelter the students from not only bad weather, but just if they want to stand out there and have conversations, or even the parents. I know that I have spoken with several parents, several staff members. We have had long conversations, and we're just beyond thrilled to know that this is actually now taking place. We have been waiting for this opportunity, and now we're just on the countdown. The community themselves are very excited as well. I have had several conversations with some parents. Well, now they're parents, but at one point there were students here at Martinez. And so they're super excited to know that their children are coming back to the same campus where they were students once. Like our executive director said, she was a teacher here, and now she is leading us. I mean, we're just super excited with this new opportunity that has been given to Martinez. This is really enhancing the opportunities for our students and our community.
What an exciting time to be a principal in this amazing community at this beautiful campus. We do have another question coming in about the timeline. Can you go to the timelines, the project timeline slide for us? The question is, when do you think the construction is actually going to begin on the project, and what's the next steps after this meeting to actually get the dirt flying and getting this project moving to get ready to welcome our kiddos?
This is an outdated schedule that was proposed during the design phase, but after the board approvals and the selection of the contractors, we are going to start construction. Well, actually, it's already started as far as procuring long lead items. So that process has started now as we speak. So we should have the contractors on site to start our regular weekly meetings on the 22nd. And construction is going to start around the end of the month, May, when actual construction work will occur on campus. Soon after school is closed, during the summer months, it'll start getting a little more active, and it's going to go on throughout the year. And substantial completion is right now projected in January of next year.
Great. And Mr. Downey, if you could jump in and just again, for those people who joined us late, talk about some of the precautions that we have when school is going on to make sure that we keep our kiddos safe, our students safe, while construction and renovations are going on.
Sure. As Mr. Kandanga said, we'll be doing a lot of the work during the summer, the first part of the really difficult work of tearing down the building parts that we're going to be replacing will happen during the summer. So a lot of the the destructive pieces of the work will happen while the kids are out of the school. So once we get that portion of the work done, then we'll be working in parts of the building at certain times. So the construction will happen at nights and on weekends while the classes are in session. So the contractors will come in, they'll be checked, and they're all badged and background checks, and they'll be tested for COVID according to our protocols, our safety and security protocols. And they will work behind barriers while the kids are out of the school. And then those areas will either stay blocked off or they will be cleaned up and opened back up for the kids to use during the daytime. And then again, during nights and weekends, they will be closed off behind plastic barriers. And at no time will the workers be on the campus working while the kids are in school. So they'll never be interacting at any point in time.
Wonderful. A few more questions coming in. Well, actually a comment, and this is for the project team and the district to consider, that there is a need, this is from Mr. Perez on Facebook, there is a need for more classrooms and an auditorium in addition to what we're seeing here. So if you could make sure that we jot that down, and that's something you may need to address and start looking at as far as the planning for future renovations for the project team. And another one is, this is very important to the community. A lot of loves and likes on this comment. There are some sentimental from Mr. Martinez, meaning the namesake for the building, and his brothers on walls on the entrance. They hope that they won't be replaced and those will be protected. Can either one of you speak about these frames? And I'm sure the principal and the executive director can certainly help identify those. What we'll do about making sure that those things that mean so much to the community are actually going to still be in place or be addressed.
That is such a great question, and it's something that we actually already talked about it. Of course, we do know that these are keepsakes that represent Martinez. So of course we will protect them. And then once everything is settled, our goal is to put them back up and showcase them.
Wonderful, wonderful. We want to make sure that we're keeping the integrity of the things that mean so much to our community and that tie back to the rich history of our schools. Again, if you're joining us and you want to, before we close out the meeting, if anyone wants to submit questions, we're still accepting questions on Facebook if you're joining us on Facebook, and also at the link at dallasisd.org, Bond 2015 meetings. And we're going to keep that link up until the end of the week in case you know of someone who couldn't join us tonight and maybe would like to see the presentation either by viewing it on Facebook. This meeting is being recorded and the video will be uploaded to our YouTube channel and shared on the dallasisd.org/bond 2015. Again, that's dallasisd.org/bond 2015 website. Also on that website, there is a project page, with all the information, these drawings, and we'll be keeping that up to date as we track the progress on this particular addition and renovations. So as we're starting to close this particular meeting, again, if you know of someone who missed tonight's meeting, they can always view it online on Facebook at any time, and also it will be uploaded in the morning on our website, and you'll be able to ask questions there and continue to submit your questions through close of business on this Friday. I do want to circle back around to our trustee, our new trustee for this particular project, and see if you want to have any closing remarks, trustee.
Thank you, Ms. Bell. Again, I just want to echo what I said in the beginning. I want to thank everyone who's helped with this project, from the design team, the project management team, our principal, our executive director, but also the community. These types of changes happen because the community voted and supported the 2015 bond. And I know it's been some time coming for these changes to take place. but they happen because of community support. And I'm making note of everything that was mentioned here, the future additions that we have to put into a future bond or a future project, so we can get those things done and make it even better on Martinez. I also want to take a moment and share my cell phone number with the community. It's 469-544-6764. That's 469-544-6764. If you have any questions, thoughts, concerns that maybe you're not thinking of it now, or it comes to you a little bit later in the week or even next week, and you want to reach out, again, never hesitate to reach out in English or in Spanish. I welcome the feedback all the way. But that's all I have to add. This is super exciting for what is a great community in Dallas, Texas, the Ledbetter Eagle Ford community here in West Dallas. And so I'm super excited to see this addition coming to fruition. So let's make it happen.
Wonderful. And Executive Director, if you would like to make any closing remarks, I know this is your school too.
Definitely my school. Like I said earlier, great to see these additions and upgrades that are going to benefit both the staff and the students at Eladio Martinez. So thank you guys for joining us today and looking forward to seeing this come to fruition.
And before we close out tonight, we have to hear once again from our amazing principal that's doing a great job with our community of learners in this particular school. So Principal, if you would mind giving your closing remarks.
Thank you, Ms. Bell. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank my community. I want to thank my parents, my teachers, my staff, my students for joining us this evening. I want to thank everyone who actually came together, who have been meeting with us to put this plan together for the well-being of our students and of our community. So thank you, guys. Thank you for keeping Martinez, looking out for Martinez. Thank you, community members, for voicing your opinions of what was needed is happening. I am actually counting down. I have a little calendar of the next days that we need to wait to see the actual construction taking place. So again, community members, parents, staff, Trustee Carreon, Ms. Hernandez, architects, Ms. Bell, thank you for joining us. And I can't wait until we come back together for the ribbon cutting.
Thank you so much. And thank you again for joining us for this update on the Bond 2015 project at Martinez Learning Center. To keep updated on this and other Dallas ISD bond projects, please remember you can visit our website at dallasisd.org/bond 2015. So thank you again and have a wonderful evening, everyone. Good night.